going to see if this works better. I was told by my daughter when I tried to have a video chat with her that she couldn't hear me very well, but when I put the earbud in, then she could. So as soon as I get you people back that were here, we'll see if you can hear me. And meanwhile, I'll get ready. Okay, we might have to do this with my cell phone if this is not working. Hello, people. Hi. Okay. Hi. So let me know if you can hear me, okay? Please do a... I'm going to have to push live chat, I guess. Hi. Uh, all messages are visible. Okay. So, they left again. Shoot. Um, Go on your phone and go to YouTube. Quit saying no.
I can hear you. It's going to be a reverb.
That'll be so terrible.
Yes, it will.
Then that'll mean that it's working. Hi, I got a couple people. They'll tell me. My husband wouldn't turn on his YouTube and see if I was getting sound. He said it was going to give us reverb, which it would have, but at least we would have known. And reverb only lasts for a minute. Hey, somebody left again. Come back here and tell me if you're seeing this. Type. Can you hear me? I'm trying to use my microphone on this. See if you can hear me. Oh, hallelujah. Hallelujah. Thank you. So, we're going to try to create a new recipe. And I'll have to let you know later because it's going to take a while to bake it. Sorry that I haven't seen you guys in a while. I have been in a really funky mood, and it's been like I've been on Groundhog Day. Does anybody get that feeling where you're just going through the same thing day after day after day? You're Bill Murray all over again. Yeah, get up. And we've been getting up late. Get up and make something to eat and then do the dishes. And then before you know it, maybe we were watching some Christmas movies on Hallmark or something. And before you know it, it's time to cook lunch or a snack. And then it's time to do dishes. And then it's time to, laundry. Receive a shipment of groceries at our door. My husband's been processing them. I hope everybody's been staying safe. Lonnie is, I don't know if I'm saying your name correctly, but welcome. And if you've never seen me before, I used to be very, very blonde, very platinum blonde. And a year ago, this past November, I decided for the first time in a very, very long time to go back to my natural hair color. And it was a good call because I had no idea I would be locked up in this house for 9 months and not be able to get my roots bleached, and that would have been horrendous. Anyhow, we're going to try to take leftover sweet potatoes, and I've mashed them up. There's 2 cups of them, and there's the end of my thing. I'm going to have to get my hubby to turn that back on for me. So this is very, very technologically advanced. I'm writing down the recipe as we make it up. So that, now I've heard of sweet potato pie before, but I don't have a recipe in front of me. So I'm going to try to make up my own based on my own history of being a cook and a chef. Not a chef. Being a cook. Hi! Hi! I am told that you can hear me now. I don't know, my tablet's microphone must be junk. So maybe I'll have to get me a little clip-on microphone that I can put. Anyhow, I'm so beauteous this morning. Not. But you know what? I just thought to heck with it. I'm just going on. Either they love me or they don't love me. Whether I got makeup on or all dolled up, it's not going to matter. Hi! So let's see. Now we got the two cups of mashed up sweet potatoes. That's from Fresh. And what I was telling you when you couldn't hear me was these were left over from Thanksgiving, where I had cooked these two ginormous sweet potatoes. Um, and we just had them with butter and a little salt. And then I took the leftovers and put them in an airtight container in the freezer. And then we thawed them out for Christmas to have with our ham. And we had so much food to eat at Christmas, we didn't really eat too much of them. So now I've mashed up this is going to be the final frontier with these sweet potatoes. Okay, so what I have in this bowl, which I love, these are called, this company is called Silly Pint, I think. Silly Pint, Silipint. Or you can look it up. It's maybe I could put later I'll see if I can add a link. But these are silicone. I have glasses, and I love these because nothing sticks to them at all. I don't care if you got gooey cheese or sugary whatevers. It does not stick. Did you do that at 425?
No.
Oh, okay. He's trying to help, and he kind of sort of did. Well, I was a little preoccupied. So I've got 2 eggs in here that I've slightly beaten, and we're going to pour that in the bowl. And so we got 2 slightly beaten eggs, and I better jot that down. You know what? I am very forgetful. 2 eggs. So, beaten.
400.
425, please. For those of you who have never seen me before, I cook sitting on my couch because I have severe knee and hip issues, and so I can't stand for very long. So this nice old Tupperware bowl of mine has got the eggs and that. Now, what we also want to add is some sugar. Also going to throw in some vanilla extract, and usually you wouldn't catch me using vanilla extract that isn't severely high quality because, you know, good quality ingredients, good quality results. Hi, Gail. Nice to see you. Okay. It says half a teaspoon. And I'm thinking we're going to have a whole teaspoon of vanilla. What the heck? Maybe a teaspoon and a half. I like vanilla. Don't you? Ah. You know what I have actually heard them say that vanilla is not a pheromone, but similar in the fact that men love the smell of vanilla. So you younger ladies that are wasting all your money on that perfumey stuff, if you just take a really good vanilla and put a little dab behind you, you're gonna just smell delicious to some guy. I don't know why I'm not seeing live chat. All messages are. I got Gail. Okay, and Irish Fairy, and now see, Lonnie. I think it's Lonnie or Lai. If you could spell your name phonetically in a text, I would love to try to get it correct. Okay, so I'm going to mix with my whisker. Maybe I should aim this down just a little bit. There you go. I'm going to mix. You're going to have to imagine. Either that or I'm going to have to aim it down at the bowl. We're going to be adding spices. I got cinnamon. I got a big bottle of cinnamon. And you know what? We're going to do the baker's measurement way. You pour it in there and you go, oh, that looks like it's about a teaspoon. Bam! And I'm going to put just a little extra. So let's say 2 teaspoons. Hi, Nicole! Hi! Uh-oh, way too much cinnamon. Back out. Beep, 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 beep. like one of those trucks. Hope you had a great holiday, Nicole. Ah, how you been? Okay, I'm going to add just a wee bit of the pumpkin pie spice. We don't like too much of this, so we'll just add a teeny little bit. There we go. I'm not even using that much. Okay, and oh, I'm great. I'm glad you had a great holiday. I hope everybody's been safe from the virus. Nicole, I've been in the house. Dennis and I have been in the house for 9 months because with our health issues, we just cannot. Yeah, did you remember that I dyed my hair back to my natural hair color? I've got it all pinned up in a bun again. The last time you saw me, I had just switched it back to my natural color, and I had a short haircut. Now it's really long. It's going down my back. So we're going to try putting in some maple syrup as well. And I'm thinking, and it's just for flavor, not so much the sweetness. I'm thinking, oh boy, that was just about to be stupid. Hold everything. You know what? There's this neat trick. This is going to be out of frame, but that's okay. I've got my grabber thingy. Woo, mysterious. Okay. We've been staying home too. I remember when you went back to your natural color. Yeah. Okay, so that's good because that means you were seeing me right before the pandemic hit. Okay, always spray. If you're going to be measuring something sticky, always spray your measuring cup. I did that when I measured out some marshmallow fluff the other day, and it poured right out. And since I'm going to be pouring something sticky, I want 1/4 of a cup. Nicole, I'm making up my own recipe for sweet potato pie. I know that there's recipes out there, but I wanted to make my own up. Okay, so I got 1/4 of a cup of maple syrup. And you know what? Since I talked to you ladies, I made the best, it was the best stinking pecan pie you ever want to taste. I'm not kidding. And I've made some good pecan pies in my lifetime. So what I did with it, and I'm going to do it this time too, is I used, here, let me show you. Now, a lot of people, when they do their pecan pies, they only do white sugar. I always do half and half, white sugar, half brown sugar. But, and this is what I resort to, lots and lots of Ziploc bags. Nicole, we're making up our own thing. I've already previously put, I have to say, my friend Karen gave me this for a Christmas present way back in 2013. And anyhow, I just put a pie crust in there, okay? That's one of those pre-made ones by Pillsbury that's all rolled up and you just roll it out. So, I was telling them I had really, really good luck making a pie crust nice. Oh, that was the pecan pie. I had really, really good luck because I put in my pizza stone and I heated it up really hot, like 425, until the whole house smelled like something was burning in there. It was hot. I'm not kidding you. We've lost a couple people. That's so sad. They want, hurry up, Sonny. Well, we like to just talk story, don't we? So anyhow, I put the pecan pie in there on top of the preheated pizza stone, and I let it cook for 15 minutes at 425, and then I turned the oven down to 350 to finish the baking. And do you know, that bottom of that pie crust was nice and brown, thoroughly cooked, maybe even a little crunchy. I was amazed because I've never really had good fortune with the frozen pie crust, but this was. So anyhow, I usually make half white sugar. You got any water over there you could share from your tankard? Oh, thanks. Okay. So I use half white sugar, half brown sugar. And this last time when I made the pecan pie, I not only did that, but because Dennis is diabetic and I was going to try to cut the carbs by some, I used this new Swerve. Now this wasn't cheap. I ordered it from Amazon, and I had heard good things about the brown sugar substitute by Swerve. So I used partially this and partially regular brown sugar. You could not taste that there was. Now this is not your normal artificial. This has got now it's got that erythritol, erythritol. This is not the one that's kill your dog. Kill your dog starts with an X. That you don't let them have any of that. This is okay, and it's got prebiotic, vegetable, and fruit juice concentrate and natural flavors. This, sorry, my throat's kind of needing a drink. No COVID. We've been in the house for 9 months, and everything that comes in from the groceries, Dennis is cleaning it. We have a UVC wand that'll kill the germs with the light, and then we have Clorox wipies, and then we also have food grade. I ordered food grade hydrogen peroxide. Oh my throat's not used to talking so much anymore. All right. So anyhow, it felt like I had like a little frog in my throat. So I'm going to use half and half of this, okay? So let's say I'm going to use half of a cup of brown sugar, but I'm going to start out with some of this Swerve and pack that down, and let's close her up. Yeah, so you should try this. It did not leave an aftertaste. That was the best pecan pie. Uh-oh, we lost one other person. Bye-bye, whoever fell off. Or maybe they didn't fall off. Nicole has some cleaning to do. She'll be here while she cleans. Okay, so she's there. My daughter should probably pop in because then my great-grandson Kenai can see me. So we got half a cup of Swerve, but it's kind of not really a full half cup. And I'm going to use a spoon and spoon in some real brown sugar. Okay. Now when you use brown sugar in your baking, for those of you who aren't into baking all that much, all of you that are, you'll know this already. You always pack it down so it's tight. So I'm putting that in. Oh, I'm so sad that we lost 3 of our viewers, but they'll come back. And if not, oh well. Okay. I hope Brenda gets to see this. I was saying in my other video that I watch Brenda Gant, and you should look her up. She's just the bee's knees. I watch her all the time. And Brenda, if you do see this, I'm your viewer in Hawaii that's always talking to you in the comments. Okay? So anyhow, your show, I've got you over on my TV, as a matter of fact. Sorry, hold on. Okay. Can you still hear me? So I got my brown sugar in there, and I think I'm going to add just a wee bit of white sugar. maybe like a fourth of a cup. Okay, fourth of a cup of white sugar. Okay. And let's see. Yeah, Brenda Gant. Nicole, if you've never watched her, look her up. She's wonderful. Like I was saying earlier, she's definitely not old enough to be my grandma, but she does have that grandma feel to her. She lives in Andalusia, Alabama. So I've got everything in here now except my milk, and I'm stirring it with my whisk. Looks very yummy. Let's whisk it just a little bit more. And she does a lot of cooking videos, and she's a sweet Christian lady. And like I said, she's definitely not old enough to be my grandma. But I kind of get in the mind of thinking I'm watching my grandma, because she's just so sweet, like your most wonderful little grandma. Her and Gina on Bon Appetit, Bona Appetita or something. She goes, "Hello, my name is Gina." I just love her to pieces. Anyhow, look them up. They're great people to watch. And okay, now we're going to add the milk. Shake this up really well now. Okay. Then we're going to pour it in my pie crust and put it in the oven. So anyhow, let's see. What's the news? What is the news? Not much. Dennis has been working from home, and I have been cooking and doing dishes and cooking and doing dishes. Oh. Excuse me. It feels like I got a little feather or something in my throat right there. Do you know, we're taking all of these vitamins and supplements, and we're doing really well. Dennis has been kind of congested lately. But, I was telling you, anything that comes in, we get our groceries delivered to the door and stuff from Amazon. We clean the dickens out of it. Somebody came in. Aloha! Welcome! I'm in the process of opening a can of milk to add to this sweet potato pie stuff that I'm fixing here. You know what? It just dawned on me. I better put a little pinch of salt, right? Because that salt makes all the other flavors get accentuated. Do you know here in Hawaii we have such high humidity that inside your salt shaker you need to put a few grains of dry, it's not been cooked, rice, so that it can absorb. And we're just going to put because you know me, I stay very low salt. But the little sprinkle of salt is going to accentuate all those flavors. Okay, so we're going to add the milk and put it in the pie crust and put it in the oven. Okay, I use, this is a OXO. You need to get one of these at your store someday, or you probably could find it in Amazon. This doesn't just cut your, we lost our third person again. You hook it on like this, and then you walk it around like that, and then you'll hear a click when it's cut all the way through. One reason why this is good is because even if your electric goes out, you've got your can opener. But you got to have one like this because it doesn't cut the can. When you cut the can, it leaves minuscule little metal shavings that can get into your food. You don't want that. This actually uncrimps. And if I had the video set in a certain way, I'm going to put it like this. Do you see? Can you see the little thread right there? That is glue. I got to get this in because I think I'm coughing because of the smell of the hot pizza stone. So I'm pouring in that whole can. So it actually, you've got no sharp edges. You have no metal shavings. And I'll tell you what, that is worth it to keep your family healthy. Okay, and I'm mixing up. I couldn't stand the thought of metal shavings. And I was so relieved when I finally found the uncrimping. What it does is it uncrimps that, they crimp down when they put canned goods together. It has a little thread of adhesive, and then not only the adhesive, but they clamp it down real tight. Well, this just undoes that, and you can take the lid off. Oh, hi, we got a third person back. So here's my batter. It looks just like normal pumpkin pie batter. Dennis, are you going to want to put this in for me into the oven, or shall I get up and do this?
I'll take care of that.
He'll take care of that. That's so sweet of him. Okay. Well, ladies, I think we're about ready to do it. And I hope that Kim is seeing this. Kim, you might have noticed that one of my last videos, she put notes on there. She was worried that something had happened to me. So anyhow, I'm going to fill this pie thing. I got to be careful because I have a tendency. You know what I did with the pumpkin pie, dear? I put it in the big measuring cup, and then I poured it when I was over there, and I didn't have to walk. He's going to try it the scary way. Okay. We had a little bit more than what we should, but we'll just wipe that off like that. Dennis is going to take my sweet potato pie, and he's going to slide it in. I was so tempted to put some pecans in this. I love pecans. He's putting it in on the pizza stone. Ooh, that was scary for a minute. Woo! Keep pushing it gently. Okay.
With pizza stones.
Pizza stone was supposed to be in the way back.
No, not all the way.
Here's the mitt too. There you go. Leave it right about there. Put the pie and then slide the shelf back. Live from New York. Here we go. There he goes. He's got it. He's going to put it in the middle of my pizza stone. There we go. And he's shoving that all the way back. There we go. Now we'll watch it. It's at 23 minutes, and in about 15 minutes we're going to turn it down to 350.
It's at 425 now.
Right. That's how you get a nice crunchy pizza. Well, that too. And actually, when is not a good time for pizza? I want to know. Somebody tell me in the comments. Is there ever a time when we don't want pizza? I got this little dab left. Now, it's whether I should put it in my little Corningware thing and make a little dab of pudding without a crust. I'm not sure. We'll figure that out later. So, I'm going to see if I can see your... There you are. Glad you're taking care. Oh my gosh, I was thinking of you yesterday. Hi, Nancy. I checked your site to see if you had posted anything. You people are the absolute best. My eyes got watery when I was coughing. You know that pizza stone, when it's really, really hot, it throws off some fumes. I'm not kidding you. But the pizza stone, I will never stop using that underneath my pies. Because the one thing, I love pies, but I hate how the bottom always seems to have a soggy crust, and I don't like that. Uh-oh. Had a little glitch there for a minute. You could wake me up at 3 a.m. and I'd eat pizza. Amen, sister. I would too. I love pizza. So, yeah, that pizza stone gets your crust cooked all the way through. I would say crunchy hard, but crisp. And yeah, so these frozen pie crust and the ones that Pillsbury has that are all rolled up that you just unroll, we don't have to worry about using those anymore because if you got yourself a little pizza stone and they're relatively cheap. Woo! I'm touching my table here lightly, and I'm feeling boom, boom, boom on it. Wow! I wonder if we got an earthquake. Big boom, boom, booms. Um, what has been happening with you guys? Uh, Weird stuff going on here in Hawaii. So I just was reading, um, I've been saying, oh, it's so expensive here, and this and that and the other thing. For people that are trying to live on retirement, this is definitely a bad place to be. I was just reading yesterday that all of the people that have been moving away, this has got to be something that's going on underneath us. This is not an earthquake. This is somebody making because we're on the second floor, right? So they're doing something, and I'm feeling the vibration up here. Um, Hawaii had twice as many families moving away last year as normal. How about that? They're moving over there to, where were they saying? Texas. They're moving to Colorado, Idaho. They're moving to the mainland. And it's been like that, I get year after year after year. And last year they were amazed. In 2019, they were looking back on 2018, and they were amazed because it was the third year in a row that massive amounts of families have moved away from the islands. And they said normally in the history of paying attention to this stuff, normally they'd have a year where it was really high migration to the mainland, and then the next year it wasn't all that high. It would drop down. And it would fluctuate like that. But last year it was the third year in a row. Well, now make that 4 years in a row, and to make things even more interesting, double what it was last year. So anyhow, you guys are the place to be. Cheers. I hope everybody's been staying safe. You're renting a home while our actual house is being built. I'm so excited. It's a big move. Oh, Nicole, congratulations. That's so exciting. I was born and raised over 65 years in Oklahoma. Oh, Nancy. And not once did you get swept up in a tornado, right? My husband worries so much about, people in the tornado alley. And yes, that happens, right? But a lot of people survive the tornadoes too. So, so you're in Oklahoma. Nancy, are you in southern, northern? Where in Oklahoma is it? Do you get snow? Or is it kind of still slightly warm in the winter? My home blew away from a tornado when I was a child. Ah, and did you have like a central? Okay. So when your home blew away, did you guys have a basement to go to or some sort of storm shelter? Like they can make storm shelters with like a metal door. You had snow in Tulsa? Woo! You're getting snow tonight. Is it really, really cold? My daughter lives in northern Washington state. She lives like 10 minutes from the Canadian border. So she had somebody broke into her car and stole her um, warm coat the other day. And we're trying to be very Christian minded and say, well, this person probably prayed for help, probably needed a coat. And so I got her a new coat sent real quick to her. You didn't have a shelter in the 30s. Oh, in the 30s temperature wise. Ah. Well, it's cold compared to our, let me check and see what it is. Hey, Google, what is the current temperature here in Kaneohe right now? $80. So yeah, 30 is kind of cold. But at least it's not like when I was a child and we lived in Iowa and ooh, they'd get below zero and I'd still have to walk to school. And do you know back in those days, 49 in Chickasaw, 52 in Texas. That's a nice temperature, Melody. Melody, now where in Texas are you at? Austin? Dallas, Fort Worth, Houston, Garland. Oh my goodness, I was just looking for houses in Garland, Texas this morning in the wee hours when I couldn't go to sleep. I was trying to see and oh my goodness, they were so expensive. I'm like, no, that's so expensive. Have any of you watched Brenda Gant? She has become YouTube famous lately. She lives in Andalusia, Alabama, which is way down. I always worry about her when I see that the hurricanes were coming inland because I thought she was going to get. And she has a cooking show on YouTube and Facebook. She's awesome. I adore her. So, what y'all want to talk about? My pie is baking. Soon we got to put it to 350. Now, you take a knife and you insert it in the center of your, any kind of pudding type pie, like pumpkin pie. When it slides out and it doesn't have any batter clinging to it, then it's done. I have to keep touching. Oh, there you are. I got the same problem I always had. I always forget to look in the little puka that's got the camera in it. This is our first winter in Virginia. Super cold compared to the Tennessee winter we are used to. Tennessee has moderate winters, huh? Garland. How's the weather in Garland, Melody? Oh, you said 52. That's nice. I like it. Now, Garland is kind of a small town, right? It feels safe and like you can make friends and stuff like that. We always watch a Hallmark movie called Garland. Oh, it's getting bigger. It's all of us people running away from Hawaii. Oh my goodness. Do you know that, like, unless I get somebody that's going to Costco, my neighbor, she's so sweet. When she goes to Costco, she'll pick up a few items for me and drop them off at my door. Um, and eggs there, I think, are about $3 a dozen. But if I just order them on Instacart or shipped to get groceries delivered, a dozen eggs now are costing me about $6 to $7. Some of the fancy eggs can be $9 a dozen. Can you imagine? A lot of people from California are moving to Texas. They better be careful and not vote how they've been voting in California. Otherwise, they're going to have the same problems. We got to figure that out. The same way here in Hawaii, everybody keeps voting the same way, and then they want to grumble and say, oh, what's happened? But we have to vote in people that are going to be concerned about us. Cost of living is much cheaper. Like, I think you guys pay only maybe $3 or $4 for a gallon of milk, right? Our milk is sky high unless they're on sale, if you catch them on sale. But of course, with me ordering food to be delivered to our doorstep, not only do you pay, like I think I'm paying $9.99 a month for Instacart, but they also pad the prices. So if I walked into Safeway and something was on the shelf and it said $6.99, they would probably charge me $7.85 or something like that. So yeah, but prices are crazy. Cost of living cheaper in Oklahoma than it is in Texas. That's good to know. But do they have good brisket? Anybody that's lived in Texas, no, I know Oklahoma's got good barbecue. Everybody down in that area, Alabama, I lived in Selma, Alabama when I was in 8th grade. We were only there for 11 months, but that was long enough for me to find out that they had some good chopped barbecue. And our school would have fundraisers, and they'd make this building that had like overhang outside in the big yard of the school, and they had huge, huge, huge barbecue pits. And then they were making what they called chop barbecue, and you could buy it by the container full. Now, Nancy, you are in Oklahoma, and you said you got the best barbecue there. Everybody's got their different kinds of sauces, right? Now, from what I understand, some of the sauces from some of the states. Babe, would you go make that down to $3.50?
Yep.
Thank you. He's being my sous chef. I guess I'll owe him a piece of pie. What's my tattoo? It's an angel, and she's holding a star. And actually, I had it made.
$3.50?
Yes, sir. $3.50. It used to have a lot more purple, and her face used to be a lot more clear. And I would have it touched up. Now, she's got 100 feathers on it, on each wing. It took hours and hours and hours for him to do. And you know what? He was using such a fine needle that he did not even, it wasn't even bleeding. It was, when I left, it wasn't even bleeding. She's faded out over the years. I just love my little angel to pieces, though. I have a pewter, let me try to raise this up. I have a pewter brooch, and he he put it on his copier and made a copy of that, and then he was able to translate that to ink and then put that on there as the template. Yeah, she's beautiful, don't you think? I just love her to pieces. Uh-oh. The picture's frozen? Did it unfreeze? Let me know. Man, that pie is smelling so good. It is a pretty tattoo. You have one and it hurts so bad, never again. My only tattoo, I've got 6. And the only tattoo I gotta get, oh, it's like right there. Ah. The only tattoo that really hurt me was on my hip, right where your leg, on the outside part, of course, right where your leg attaches to your body, and it's right at the top of my thigh. And it is, wow, I haven't looked at it for so long, I forget. I think it's a gardenia. And then it's got like a ribbon scroll, and it's got my daughter's name in Hawaiian. And she has the same tattoo in the same location, but with my name in Hawaiian. Anyhow, that's the only one that hurt. And the reason it hurt is because before he started tattooing, I had no clue that that was a tickle spot on me. And he starts to tattoo, and I jumped, and he's done a lot of my tattoos before, and so he was like, "Sonny, you know better. You can't be jumping around." I said, "It tickles so bad." He goes, "You're going to have to get..." Well, he had already tattooed enough that, I mean, I was committed. So I had to clutch my muscle in my hip, and the clutching of the muscle just so I could control the involuntary jerking when it tickled so bad, that made it hurt so bad. So from now on, I'm not going to get a tattoo anymore. After I got 6, it was, you know what, I love tattoos. And I know they're very addictive. You get one and then you feel like, oh, I want to get another one. But there was a few issues at going on there. I won't get another one because I started giving blood again, because I have really great blood. Now, I haven't done it, of course, during this time when I can't go out. But unless my blood pressure gets too high and they don't want to do it. But I have really great blood. It's like the champagne of blood. There's only a couple of blood types that are better than mine, and I have the CMV negative. I've never had CMV, and so they can give my blood to newborn babies and those going through chemo, stuff like that. Hot potato, hot potato. Do you guys know the Wiggles? Did your kids used to listen to the Wiggles? My husband made it for my ringtone. Cold spaghetti, cold spaghetti. Hush now. Oh my goodness. You wanted to get one about 45 years ago, but my friend wouldn't let me. I would lose a friend that was like that. I don't work well with people trying to bully me. But maybe if you are not sorry about that, then that was good for you. You heard, oh, you had one on your back. You couldn't get any more. So anyhow, and you can't give blood if you've gotten new tattoos, because they just can't risk any of the hepatitis or HIV or any of that stuff. Also, cost prohibitive. Retired, trying to live off of Social Security and retirement. So, yeah, no, not gonna. I'm gonna be practical and keep the money for important stuff. And the third, you know what? Now that I'm, in February I make 67. And so I've got the crepey skin that old folks get, thin, crepey skin. Yeah, tattoo people do not like to work on old skin. It's very difficult for them. So this is why I won't be getting, I just get a lot of t-shirts that say everything I'd want to put in tattoo. You only want a tiny ladybug. Well, even if you're old or if you're young, a tiny ladybug is probably not going to be bad. Oh, thanks, Gail. Um, Golly, that pie smells so darn good. You know what I want to buy from Amazon, but I'm not buying a lot of stuff nowadays because I'm thinking, uh-oh, what if we suddenly need to, move out of this apartment? So I'm going to have to downsize. As a matter of fact, if I could ship things for free, I would ship you guys almost all of the stuff that I have massive amounts of stuff that I don't need and that I don't use, but are wonderful things. And yeah, if shipping was free, I would just, here, you have my KitchenAid mixer. I have a beautiful KitchenAid mixer. It's old, but it works like a dream. And it was given to me by the auntie of one of my friends many long years ago. But it's so heavy that, if we ever move, then I'm not sending that to the mainland. So, anyhow, I guess since I've been having an itchy nose, it means I'm going to kiss a fool, according to my mother. Dennis is making smooching sounds over there. Oh, I have such a dry throat. I have 2 big bottles of Purell coming from Amazon. I'm so excited. It cost us an arm and a leg. I think it was $70. $69, but they're great big bottles. So we got to be, you guys got to be set up and be prepared at all times for anything. Because now we're hearing rumors of the mutant, the variant over there in UK, and even said it got over to Germany now, I think I heard. Oh, did you turn that to 350 but not give it time?
I did not.
Hold on. Well, you put it to 350, but I think that was still running out at 4 minutes. My bad, I should have told him up the time. I should give him a pot holder and see if he could peek at how it's doing. So 350 for about 35 minutes. There we go, and push start. Okay. Ah, I'm so anxious to eat this. We ordered, if you guys, oh, Nancy, I can imagine. You have them living in your house, Nancy? So the UK and I believe Germany, and I'm sure it's going to spread all over the place because what the heck, we can't seem to get people to just stay still for a little minute. 2 cases were in Colorado of that variant, that mutant one from the UK. They live across the street from me. Oh, your parents or the people that got the new version? Being a caregiver is so hard. Hang in there, Nancy. How old are they? Hi! Article 1. Nice to see you. I've got a sweet potato pie in the oven that we mixed up together. It was from leftover sweet potatoes. Man, I love sweet potatoes. Your dad's 87 and your mom is 86. So they're about 20 years older than me. Yeah, I'm sure that's very, very challenging. But thank goodness they're in their own home instead of one of these nursing places, right? The nursing homes were, oh golly, that was very scary. Well, they've had a nice, long, wonderful life. They must have a lot of great grandkids. Emotionally, it's hard too. Yeah. Well, we've all been kind of emotional this past year, huh? Everybody's been depressed, and that was played a little part of this. I didn't want to get on here and let you guys see me if I was in a down mood, and I know you guys love me, and you always told me if I was having a bad day, don't worry about it, just get on here anyhow. But you can hear that, and then to feel it in your heart, especially when your name is Sunny and you're supposed to be cheering people up. It's been really hard to get myself to turn the camera on. So, but I thought, get over yourself, Sunny, and just turn that camera on. Yeah, Nancy, it has. And I know everybody's got high hopes for 2021, but I'm feeling a little skeptical. Maybe 2022. Oh, Gail, that's so sweet of you to say so. Yeah, because I'd be like, well, I don't have my makeup on, and I have this condition of dry skin that gets so bad and it gets flaky, right? And I have this compulsion to keep going like this, even if I got a teeny little bit of fingernail like that, to keep bothering the flaky dry skin, and then it'd be all red and it'd be all flaky, and nobody wants to see that. I don't even want to see that. I don't look in the mirror. I was like, no. You're gonna have to hit me up here in a minute. You still got some in that tank? Anyhow, really, Nancy? Well, part of it, and I have to admit this, part of it is not exfoliating frequently enough. You're in the house, you're not doing anything, you're not out there rolling in the mud.
What?
So why scrub your face, right? And because I'm not scrubbing my face, the old dry cells are not flaking off. You think I should check it? He's looking at the pie as if maybe it's ready. No makeup, but I have my perfume on. Oh, Gail, that's awesome. I don't wear perfume because Dennis says he's allergic. He's not allergic. He's fussy. He's finicky. But anyway, yeah. So, no makeup, nothing with my hair, not dressed up, just thrown on a tank top. I got a tank top, and then I've got, you're gonna go have a shower. How's everybody in your family, Nicole? Real quick before you leave. I wouldn't croak, Gail. I bet you're beautiful. We got to get over this thing of how we look. I will try so hard, Nicole. Thank you so much. I have another glass of water. Woohoo! Your baby must be running all over the place. I think your nerves. Oh. Well, if I would scrub mine with my cleanser, I have the number 7. Number 7 is a pretty good company. Do you want me to help you find some? Okay. Because I do have a ton of pot holders. Oh, they're right under here. If it's not jiggly, it's probably done. Yeah, bring her on out.
No, in the center.
Okay, maybe another 5 minutes.
Yeah.
It's okay if it jiggles a little because it firms up.
It's looking kind of like that one still in the center top.
Ah,
So once that kind of gets dried up, then you'll be okay. This is great for holding on to the
okay.
pie stuff.
And soon we're going to see our pie.
Do this.
Shall we rinse it out or should we scrape it into a?
Getting rinsed out.
Okay. Well then here, let me fill it up.
I don't want to fill it up. I don't want to get the stuff in there. Put that in there.
Ah, smiling.
Leave your. No.
She's so tall. She's wearing 3T clothing. Oh my goodness. 4T. She's only a year and a half old. It boggles your mind. I can imagine. Do you know my Kenai is my sweet, sweet great grandson who is, he'll make 3 in April. So he's what, 2.5? He is so tall. He's growing so big. He's wearing a 5T. Let me see if I got a picture that I can show you. Pictures, photos. And did you guys know I have a great granddaughter named Hazel? I think she's around 7 months old now. And this is how adorable she looks. She's got a seahorse she got from, they call me Gigi. Isn't she just a doll? And let me show you Kenai. Let's find Kenai. Oh, here. While I'm going past things, I don't know if this is new to me or new to everybody. Now, is this turned around so you can't see it? Or can you read? Bisquick. Flavored. Burstin. Flavor Burstin. Okay. It's got maple and brown sugar. It was really good pancakes. I just added. Here, you can see Kenai jumping on the, I got him trampoline for Christmas. Look at how tall he is. He's got such curly hair. Ah, he's just discovered the Baby Shark do song. And it was so funny because when he was watching it for the first time, and they get to the grandma on video chats, and he loves me. And when they got to the grandma shark, he goes, Gigi, which is what he calls me because it's too hard to say great grandma. Please, it's hard for me to say great grandma. So he's always called me Gigi, and then he calls Dennis Pop Pop. And they get to the part about Grandpa Shark, and he goes, Pop Pop. So if he's watching today, hi, Kenai. Yeah, he's so tall and so big. He's wearing 5T. Yeah, he's got now his grandpa on his mother's side is very tall. And then in my family, of course, he's got some of my DNA. We had a lot of tall people. My grandpa, he was about 6'4", and from his DNA, my cousins were his grandsons. They were both 6 feet something. They're older than me, so maybe they started shrinking. I think shrinking a woman's thing to do when we get old, right? I don't know if men start to shrink too. But yeah. Oh yeah, Nancy. He really needed that little trampoline to get the energy out of him. He has so much pent up energy. And so, yeah, we thought that would work. And it came with a handle. And we're going to have to look into seeing about Amazon sending. When they went to put the handle onto it, there was a plastic part that was just broken all to pieces in the box. But he's doing really well without the handle. So, yeah, he's going to be a big, big boy. And his hair is so tight, curly. Now, he's got the thin, fine baby hair like me, but it's just curly. Not wiry, but curly. And so Rachel has his hair twisted into little dreads to make things easier on everybody. So it's so cute. Oh, one of these days it's going to need a haircut. You know, the old story was, and I think I've told this before, that my mom never cut my curls. And I had curls. They've got pictures of me from the behind where my hair's pulled up and it's really long. It's all the way down by my okole, and curls, curls, curls. And the story went that the beautician told her now, because she brought me in and she wanted me to have a pixie haircut, because pixie haircuts were all the thing back then. And the beautician said, ma'am, if I cut it from this heavy, because my hair was also very thick at that time. Bless you, Lord, for giving me thick hair at least part of my life. She said it's going to be a shock to the roots of the hair follicles, and this kid will never have curly hair again. And my mom says, that's such an old wives' tale. You just cut it. So they chopped it, and sure enough, my hair stayed straight as a board ever since then. I just got a little bit of remnants of curly in the back on the nape of my neck. But anyhow, so yeah, better to trim small amounts slowly and not to shock the hair follicle. I don't know, perhaps it is an old wives' tale, who knows, but it just proved out. So yeah, 2 great grandkids. I never expected that. You gotta run. Oh, it's pill time. I've been so nice seeing you. Okie dokie. I'll try to be on more frequently, or at least put up videos. I'll try to put up a video of us tasting the pie. It's going to be so hot when it comes out. And you know what? I like pie, pumpkin pie cold. Tastes better. Oh, Ellie wants to say hi. You guys know Ellie. She's got her coat haircut. I'm trying to put my stuff back on my... Come here, Ellie. Come here. I've been cutting the dogs my haircut myself. And because she has no teeth, her tongue won't stay in her mouth. She's got one tooth in the front and one tooth in the back. And they don't meet. And so she's always with her tongue out. Isn't that funny? And the poor thing, when she sleeps and then her tongue's down on the bed and it gets all dried out. Poor thing. If you leave this on, I will rewatch it when I have time. Oh, that sounds great, Nancy. Okay, sending you love. Mwah. Catch it. I'll show him the pie, but it'll be too hot for us to taste.
Well, yeah, that's fine.
He's gonna bring out the pie. I've got all these pot holders.
Get that handle out of the way.
I get the handle out of the way. Oh, that looks yummy. Good job, Dennis.
I still think it might be. Can you get those
No.
plastic things out of there?
All right.
There.
Oh my goodness, wait till you guys see this. Wow. Ooh. amore.
Do your testo thing in the center. And I think that's
Okay. Now we're going to test with the knife. Perfect. See? Well, that's because you're not a chef. This is perfect. You don't want it any more done than this, or it'll be nasty when it gets cold.
just let it set. You want to cancel this?
Yeah, you cancel that. He's a canceling. Okay, I can hardly wait to taste this. So that pecan pie I made. Oh, more people left. Oh, that was that one lady. Yeah. That pecan pie I made, I used the Swerve brown sugar substitute and the brown sugar, and then I used white sugar, and then Dennis has monk fruit, and it's good for baking. So I used half of the white sugar and half of the monk fruit. So I had 4 different sweeteners in there, and man, was that good. Sorry. Lots of notifications. Yay for grabbers. I have a light that you can control with a remote control. How cool is that? So anyhow, if you like pecan pies, I'll have to teach you how to make a good pecan pie. But now, what I would like to do is get away from using, I used half of the dark Karo syrup and half of the light Karo syrup. But I'd like to start cutting back on that Karo syrup because for diabetes. Hi, Lauren! Oh my goodness! Did you see it? Did you get in here, Lauren, in time to see? We just made a sweet potato pie. I forgot to put ground ginger in there. Shucks. Oh well. Just give us an excuse to make another one. Lauren, I was just telling, I was just telling them that I made a great pecan pie, and I was using some substitute for sweeteners. There's a new sweetener called Swerve, and it's a little on the expensive side, but it's really good, and they've got the brown sugar substitute. So I mixed half and half regular brown sugar and half Swerve brown sugar. And then when it came to that pecan pie that was so good, oh Lord, I mixed half white sugar as well. So I had 4 different kinds of sweeteners. I had the Swerve brown sugar, I had the monk fruit for the white sugar, and then I had regular brown sugar and regular white sugar. A little bit of everything. Best, and I've made some good pecan pies, but this was the best one ever. No remaining aftertaste on your tongue. So did you use Karo syrup? And if not, what did you substitute for? Karo syrup helps to bring it all together and kind of thicken the pecan pie filling, right? As it bakes. So what kind of substitute? Oh, you used agave. So that's got a lower glycemic index, the agave. I have agave in the house, so I could try that. Maybe and cut back, because it calls for like, I think, a cup of Karo syrup. Maybe I could cut back to like 3/4 of a cup. And so, oh, I got to try that. Thanks for telling me. So, Loren, you're freezing now, right? You moved to, as far as I can recall, Montana or Colorado? I think Montana. You used 3/4 of a cup. Oh, awesome. And it thickened up still yet. Loren, are the prices of houses over there just crazy in Montana? Did you get yourself a rifle? Keep all the critters out of your house? Oh, Oregon. Oh, okay. How do you like it in Oregon? It's pretty, but there's some kind of weird people there too. What do they say? California weird or something. Gail's got to go. Okay, sending you hugs too, Gail. I'll save you a piece of pie. No, I won't. Who am I kidding? Pie in my house. Doesn't have a long shelf life. I will keep taking small little wedges until I have that sucker gone. What did you do on your YouTube break? What island are we? Are on Oahu. We never leave Oahu. We never leave our house. I'm in wine country, 1 hour south of Portland. My cousin lives in Portland. We stay in the house for 9 months now because we both, have some health issues that would put us at high risk. And just when you think you're going to throw caution to the wind and just maybe go somewhere, and you're just playing these thoughts maybe in your head, good thing you hear the news, because you heard that sad story about the 41. Now that's only about a year and a couple months older than my own daughter. I keep Portland weird. Yeah, that's the same. That guy that just got elected to being a congressman, 41 years old, absolutely no health issues prior to coming down with the COVID, and he got diagnosed the 18th of December, and he passed away yesterday. I guess from what I understand from the coverage, the news coverage, they were going to do some sort of procedure or treatment onto him, and he had a heart attack during that, and he was gone. So then you're thinking, well, my age and all the issues that my body at this weight and this age has, and Dennis's, we're just not going to risk that. Elle has become such a pig. She wants to eat. I blame it on being in the house all the time, which she always was beforehand, but now our whole life centers around cooking, eating, cleaning up, cooking, eating, cleaning up.
And she likes the eating part, don't you? Yes.
Yeah, I know, but he wants us to use our brains too. Our good common sense. Yeah, so I guess it's true, There's 6 of one and half a dozen of another. That's what my mom always said. You can see things from both sides of the coin. Loren, Elle has her COVID haircut, quarantine haircut. I've been shaving them, her and Bachi. Circle of life, cooking, eating, cleaning, yep. So, at any rate, it'd be wonderful if this stuff would go away, but I think it's going to be a little while. We had an extra 5th person, and then they dropped off. So, Loren, as we get groceries delivered to our house, Dennis treats them with several different things. Sometimes he, depending on what the food item is, right? And we got a UVC wand that kills it with light. We're doing great. He's got congestion and he's been coughing, and I know it's not the virus. because we've been keeping ourselves cloistered, and so I know we haven't. And anything that comes in the house gets clean beyond belief. He scrubs it with Clorox rags. He'll use the wand on it too. And if there's any doubt, we've got the food grade hydrogen peroxide mixed with water that we'll spray things with. So, I mean, we go to town on cleaning those things up. Like I told him, I said, I'm not so worried about death, but I kind of wouldn't like it to be such such a horrendous death, because if you come down with this stuff, if you're one of the people that their body takes it badly, whew, that is a rough death. Yeah, no. I'm like, I'm not scared of death, but it would be like, I would pray that I just go to sleep and I wake up in heaven. So, yeah, we've been doing good. My car, she likes it when I go out and turn her on just enough to go drive her down to get the mail. Say hi. Yeah, I'm going to try really hard because, it's mostly a mental block. You're thinking in your head, well, I haven't got makeup on, I'm not dressed up, I have to put this thing behind me because I need to clean the house. You guys, I was honest with you and told you I had clutter. My dining table back there has got clutter. I'm being transparent. So anyhow, but y'all don't want to see that. Oh, this pie smells so good. So, yeah. So you get all these things swirling in your head and you think, oh no, I'm not turning that. I look lousy. I got all this dry skin on my face. Oh my God, if somebody puts it on their big screen TV, they're really going to see my face. Have a bite if the pie. Me too. Oh yeah, I would. Too bad I couldn't email it through the email to y'all. I'm going to cut just a tiny little piece, even though it's warm. I'll cut a piece here. Hold on. I'm going to get something to put this on. Well, SpaghettiOs. Okay, hold on. I got, my earplug's coming out. I guess you don't really need my earplug to be in, do you? You just need the microphone from it. Your life feels like clutter lately, ready for a good spring cleaning. Oh, thanks, Loren. I keep telling my brain, they love me. They don't care if I didn't put my bra on today. They don't care if I didn't put my makeup on. But, you do start to feel a little self-conscious. To be honest, you really do. And then I got to thinking, that's so silly. Looking for a fork. Aha. So, I'm going to get a little piece out. Oopsie. Now I want to show you. Ouch, that's hot. Well, this is just the best presentation. Okay. This is my presentation. But what I do want to show you is the bottom crust, if I can find a little piece. Let's see if you can see how brown it is? And how it's done, that's the bottom crust. And that's what happens when you use that pizza stone and heat that pizza stone up. Okay, let me get some of this. This is some of the filling. Putting it on the good piece of crust. Let's try it. This is ridiculously good. OMG. Oh. And usually I don't like a pumpkin pie when it's still hot. I like it to come to room temperature and put it in the fridge for about an hour. And then when I bring it out, the flavors taste better. But oh, that is so good. And you know what? I really can't tell the difference between this and pumpkin pie. Nice and cinnamony. I maybe got just a wee bit too much cinnamon because I was measuring like this or like this. Put it in the palm of your hand kind of measuring. I would suggest using a regular measuring spoon. Make you want to cry. It's so good. Okay, so 2 cups of mashed up, cooked sweet potato. And basically your recipe you use for pumpkin pie. You put your cinnamon and whatever spices you like. You put your sugar. I think I could have done with 1 cup of brown sugar only. I didn't need to add that little extra dab of white sugar. This is not sickening sweet, but it is sweet. 2 eggs and a can of milk. Well, this pie won't be in my refrigerator for very long. Let me see. I'll show you how it looks on the inside of it. Yeah, it's got more cinnamon than I would like. Nothing that can't be solved with a little scoop of vanilla ice cream, right? You know what my mom said when I was a kid? Loren, did your mom do this? She'd go, shame, shame, shame. Now, I don't know what magic happens when a mom rubs one finger over my mom would go, shame, shame, shame. Did anybody else's mom do that? And if so, have you ever figured out what was going to happen to us because they did it? I don't know. Maybe that's probably why I did not win the Nobel Peace Prize, is because my mom did shame, shame, shame on me. Yeah, it's not horrendously, but you know what, Loren? Next time, oh, that's right, you are from Northern Ireland, so your parents wouldn't have that Midwestern America culture of whatever it was, German, English, French, whatever our family was. I want to take one of those DNA tests, but Dennis keeps saying, oh, then they'll be able to track you. He thinks I think they already got my DNA somehow. I think they got the information on all of us. I think, I don't know, I give up. It's kind of like when my purse was stolen with my military ID card, that at that time, now they don't put it on there. But at that time, it had both of our social security numbers, both of our birth dates, Oh, Lord. So my purse was stolen, and I contacted Social Security and said, I can give you the police report. Can you please issue us new Social Security numbers and just cross-reference it into your computer system? So,
Why did
uh, no, no, they wouldn't do that. They said, no, you just every year got to pay $100 to these 3 different companies to check and see if anything's going on. And I thought, yeah, no, that's not going to be happening. So we've just been trusting God. Yeah, so when I do this next time, I will use a little bit less sugar and about half as much cinnamon, and it'll be hunky-dory. But for now, this will be fine. I am writing out recipe cards. Oh, as a matter of fact, that was from my shipment in Amazon yesterday. We haven't opened it yet. Dennis has not yet decontaminated the box. It's sitting by the front door.
I'm waiting for Christmas.
He's waiting next Christmas. I'm doing a recipe box. The one that I ordered is made by a family in somewhere in the mainland there. And they were sold out, so I have to wait while they make a new one for me. And it'll be here at the beginning of February. And I'm making it for Rachel and her girls to inherit recipes. And there's one recipe that I made that was so good. Oh. Here's my recipes. Let me read it to you. Oh, the last cake that I made. Oh, guess what? I took a yellow cake mix. I used our food scale, and I had 2 plastic bags, and I measured out exactly half of the yellow cake mix, which turned out in this case to be 219 grams, was half a box of yellow cake mix. And then I used a half a cup of crushed pineapple. I used 2 eggs. I used a third of a cup of raisins, which I soaked for 30 minutes in rum. And I discarded the rum. I didn't drink it. I probably should have. I made half a cup of chopped pecans. Then I shredded fresh carrots with my little hand grater and put a cup and a fourth of shredded carrots and 1.5 teaspoons of cinnamon. And I used about 1/4 ground ginger, 1/4 pumpkin pie spice, and 1/4 ground nutmeg. And I used 1/4 of a cup of vegetable oil and 1/4 of a cup of water. And I simply mixed all these ingredients in my big mixing bowl by hand with my whisk, and I poured it into my prepared pan. Oh, wow. It was so easy. And hey, yeah, rum in the pineapple juice. It was the best carrot cake, and I put it in like a small loaf pan. It was not a 9x13. That's why I only used half of the cake mix. But that's a nice shortcut. You don't have to be finding yourself your cake flour, finding yourself your baking powder, your baking soda, all that. It's all in your yellow cake mix already. It's such a cheat. I got the idea from Joseph V. Baker. Joseph, Thee, Baker. He does cooking in his home, and he's in California. And he recently got his certificate from the state. He's allowed to do it if he uses prepared stuff, such as cake mixes. So he makes all kinds of great stuff with cake mixes. He even makes a really fantastic, thick and yummy coffee cake with his yellow cake mixes. But he starts with the yellow cake mixes. Yeah, Joseph V. Baker, and tell him Sonny from Hawaii sent you to. Really nice guy. He's a nice Christian man, and I'm hoping he'll find himself a sweetheart because I think that he's kind of wanting a sweetheart. And he's 52 years old and he deserves to have a sweetheart. And I know he'd be a great sweetheart to somebody. So I hope that this year brings him someone to adore and someone who will adore him too in that special kind of way. But I watch him a lot. He is turned his life around, and he'll be the first one to tell you his story about that he was incarcerated for things that he had done, and he found his Lord and Savior, and that changed his life. And while he was incarcerated, he learned how to cook. He learned how to bake. He worked in the jail's kitchen. Thank you. I won't mention somebody who has to have their wife tell them the words that they're not thinking of.
I'm your wife?
No, there's somebody else that's been out in the public eye, and he has to have his wife whisper things to him. Anyhow, moving right along. And his life has turned around in such beautiful ways, and he's being a huge blessing. Him and his best friend Grace, they have been feeding veterans there in their town by the veteran administration, and there's some veterans living on the street, and they've been taking them food and water and really calling attention to the veterans that are homeless there. And God bless him and Grace. They've done so much for those people, and they've got a lot of other people now helping too. So that's awesome. So yeah, he works with boxed mixes and things like that. So I got the bright idea. Why couldn't I? So I have to give him credit. Joseph, if you see this, it's all because of you. And I got the idea, why couldn't I take part of that box mix? And since I'm just trying to make a small one, I have a nice, I think it's one of those Copper Chef that I got at Ross's many long years ago. And I think it's only maybe not 9 by 13. It must be by 7 by 10 or 11 or something like that, so it's smaller. And it was just the perfect size for there. Yeah, Loren, they've got a great heart for people. He teaches classes on how to decorate cakes and how to make filled cupcakes, and he's amazing. He's wonderful, and he's also kind of hard on himself sometimes, and he, like all of us, right? We tend to be our own worst critics, and so he just has returned home. He went down to Florida to visit his younger brother and his younger brother's son. So he had a fun Christmas down there. On YouTube and also Facebook, Loren. Yeah. Yeah, and it's so exciting. He was on To Tell the Truth, I think. Yeah, he was on that. That's like that Brenda Gant, Gantt, that I just adore. Hi, Kathy. Oh, there's my favorite Kathy Barnes from my Facebook friends list. And I've got Brenda Gant on the opposite side, and he's showing up on my TV. Or no, that's her daughter, I think. Anyhow, hope you're having a good day. Oh boy. So, do not have Facebook, but we'll look him up on YouTube. That would be nice. Yeah, watch a couple of his videos and then just leave a comment and say, hey, I found you because of Sunny in Hawaii. That old lady, Sunny, she's soon to be 67 years old. Then he'll know definitely who you're talking about, because we were on a video. I don't think he left it up because it was just early morning. He was showing people. He had gone out to the beach and let everybody watch the sunrise there at the beach with him. And we were talking about stuff, and I said something about being 67 years old, but I still something. I can't remember what it was now. And people that were not paying attention, all of a sudden, because he answered me back. He read my comment and he answered me back about being 67. Then people that weren't paying attention, all of a sudden, here he's 52, right? All of a sudden, these people were saying, Joseph, you're 67. You sure don't look 67. And we would just clear it up. I would type, no, that was me that said I'm the old lady. I'm 60, soon to be 67. We'd all giggle about it, and then new people would come in and they'd see him saying something about 67 to me. Well, and it just kept on and on. It was kind of funny. He kind of just gave up after a while. I don't blame him. Tell him that crazy lady Sunny from Hawaii said to say hi. Anyhow, I hope everybody's drinking lots of water. Take your immune boosters. Oh, no, that's fine, Loren. You can. Because he was laughing because I had answered somebody that said, I'm the old lady that's 67, not Joseph. I am an old lady. I embrace that. Hey, except for the body being creaky and like with my knees and my hips having an issue, being old ain't all that bad. If I could move like I did 20 years ago, that's all. But as far as being old, there's a psychological freedom of, I just really, I like being an old lady. And hey, if I wasn't an old lady, I couldn't have my great-grandkids. Well, true that, Loren. It's all, what do you call it? It's not, perspective, but it's all relative. Yeah, it's all relative. So I'm soon going to try this new recipe on us, and I'll have to let you know whether it's good or not good. The reason I'm even bothering to try it is because I read such a huge amount of reviews that said it was killer. And it wasn't just one or two people, it was like thousands and thousands of people. And now I would hardly ever in my life use prepared meatballs. I'm going to try it. I'm just going to try it. You put your prepared frozen meatballs from the freezer in your crock pot. You mix up a bottle of chili sauce and a can of whole berry cranberries. I know it sounds weird. Mix it up, pour it over, and put it on low on your crock pot for 4 to 5 hours. They said it is amazing. I'll have to let you guys know. I will be the guinea pig for you. I'm so excited when Dennis sanitizes and opens that box from Amazon. I have to show you. I have some. Loren, I've heard of people mixing grape jelly with chili sauce and cooking their meatballs and that too. But I have had a fun time cooking up a storm because we haven't eaten. Some people pick up fast food. Some people pick up plates from their favorite restaurant. I won't do it because even if they're using all their precautions, who knows if they cough right as they're putting it in the container, right? So It just seems we're going to be smart. Um, so I've been cooking up a storm, and it's been fun to try a lot of new recipes. So I'm going to try this. Maybe it's too late in the day for me to try it now. It's like 3:30 in the afternoon here. Loren, oh, and others, because we got two other people other than Loren in here. Um, Sleeping late has been a problem for me lately. Sometimes I don't get up till 2 in the afternoon. Anybody have that problem? Time slipping by? And then you stay up late. My inner clock is all messed up. So anyhow, you actually eat better because most of us can cook pretty hardcore, right? We've been practicing and we've been watching the YouTubes. Okay, I steal recipes. Shh, don't tell him. I steal recipes from Sam, the cooking guy. Oh my goodness. His easy chicken enchiladas from maybe 2 years ago. The best ever and surprisingly easy. I did not think I'd be able to roll up those tortillas without having everything fall out of there. And furthermore, I thought you had to make enchiladas with corn tortillas, and he said no, you can use flour. So I used flour. And do you know when you cook it up, it's still so good. So yeah, I steal recipes to try from him, and of course Paula Gant. I've made some of Paula Dean's. Maybe I made a couple of Rachel Ray. Oh, everybody, please pray for Rachel Ray. She's had a hard year, personally, because I think one of her old dogs passed away, and if it wasn't bad enough, her and her husband's house burned down, and they lost a lot of memorabilia and stuff, and so, yeah, that was very emotional for them, and thank goodness they were both safe, but anyhow, she's a survivor. And oh, we dropped one other person off. So here's Ellie. Ellie, she's hanging tough. She's having another one of those hysterical pregnancies. I found that out last night. She was walking around with a baby carried in her mouth, which since she only has 2 teeth, she very seldom picks up anything in her mouth. Hi, Kathy. So we lost somebody that had been with me for a long time. And she carries the baby around and she cries pitifully. Oh, she cries. Now, fortunately, since we had Bachi neutered, she has not had that anymore. So she did have it a couple times the first 6 months after she got neutered, spayed. But she stopped having them now. I guess the hormones just had to get out of her body. And so, but Ellie, she's all intact. So she's having her, she is 68 years old in dog years. Aren't we glad that us humans, by the time we're 68, we're not having our cycles and we're not having all those hormone issues? So, I guess that's about it. Unless anybody can think. You gotta leave too. Okay. I guess I'm gonna close this down unless you want to chit chat, Kathy. Because I have been on here for almost 2 hours. How time flies. I gotta think of what I'm gonna cook for supper tonight. We had, last night, what did we have? Can you remember what we had last night?
Food.
We had food. Love you, Loren. Happy New Year. We had spaghetti last night. Yes, that's it. And it was a little more saucy than what I normally make. So, didn't like it as much as I usually like it. But it's okay. And the night before that, we had french fries and a hamburger. We had leftover chicken pot pie. Oh, Kathy, I made a chicken pot pie. That was so good. Maybe I put a picture of it on Facebook, did I? Kathy, how do you have time to turn on the YouTubes? I love to cook, and I hope when I get to heaven I get to cook for God. like he like he wouldn't have Emerald or Paul Prudhomme or some other chef cooking for him. He'd be like, "No, I can't. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. All you chefs, just back off, because Sonny's cooking me something for dinner today." He is not a vegetarian. No, no vegetarian. He could be a vegetarian. I don't know. He'd like angel food cake. Anyhow, what's been happening with you today, Kathy? Did you go and work on your... Have you been still working your company, or do you just have people that you've hired that you make sure that they go work? Wow. So you get up real early and you go to all your contracts. Then you come back and work there at the house. Well, really, nowadays, are any of us old enough? The only reason I retired from Sears is because my customers kept saying, "Oh, are you okay?" Because, "Oh, okay, hi, you're back. You had to do dishes." I know that. Yeah, the only reason I quit Sears is because I'd be walking around in the fine jewelry area and my knee would buckle and I would let out a little, ah, you know, because you get a real sharp pain in your knee when your knee buckles. And my customers be like, "Sonny, are you okay?" And after it's happened several times with the same customer, you're like, "Oh, this is just enough already." Because I'd be up on my legs 8 hours with maybe only 20 minutes to sit down during that time. Yeah. So if it wasn't for that, I would have still been working there, except now they've, of course, shut down that Sears. So, oh, Kathy, this is what we did. I made a homemade sweet potato pie. You weren't here when we took it out of the oven. I put too much cinnamon, but I'm thinking with a small scoop of vanilla ice cream, that cinnamon will be quite tasty. I got a little carried away. I thought maybe I did, but I was measuring with my hand, so I wasn't quite sure. You know what I like cinnamon in is in my coffee. I use the coffee creamer that tastes like a Cinnabon cinnamon roll. I love that stuff. You can even taste a hint of cream cheese in it. Oh, that might be something. If I didn't put vanilla ice cream with this to cut that cinnamon taste, I could take and let one of my cream cheese get soft and just spread it on the top like frosting. And then when you cut it, you'd have the cream cheese, you'd bite through it and you'd have the cream cheese with your sweet potato pie. That would be yummy. But it just so happens that I have a ton of ice cream in my freezer because I was getting an order from Costco and I said, yeah, get me a vanilla ice cream. I was telling the guy like this. Yeah, get me a vanilla ice cream. So he says, this kind of vanilla ice cream, and he showed me a picture. He sent me a picture. I'm like, yeah, that kind of vanilla ice cream. When it came, it had 2 containers. You know, like when you go to Costco and you buy some of their bagels, you get 2 sleeves of bagels to one order. Same with their ice cream. So I have a ton of ice cream now. So, what's your number, Dennis?
328.
Ooh, no pie for Dennis. 328. It's got sugar in it.
That's all stuff. Sweet.
You'll get some. I won't eat it all. Fly. No, I won't. Ah. So, Kathy, I'm so happy that you've been able to keep your mom away from the germs. All my other friends, I don't think Kathy would mind me saying it. She's got her mom living with her, and she's 91? She's amazing. She's like, she plays these jigsaw puzzles, and she's like got a mind like sharp like a razor, and she loves to eat. Man, that little lady, she's teeny tiny. She can put away the food, man. Grandfather had those blood sugar levels. Please be careful, Mr. Dennis. She's 92. Yeah, usually his are not 300. No, he had a bagel with cream cheese and a little bit of boysenberry on it for breakfast. Huh?
Wasn't too long ago.
It wasn't too long ago, he points out. It's from all my good cooking, yeah. I try hard to cook healthy stuff, and he don't like it, and I don't like it. So it's really like, after you try for a while, then it's like, oh man. Kathy, when they put me on adult strength uppers in 4th grade, because I had to lose weight, and within a week or 2 I was like this, and they had to take me off of the pills. And my mom would give me, literally, she would have on a plate 2 pieces of iceberg lettuce, 1 carrot, a slice of tomato, and like a tablespoon of cottage cheese. And I'd be crying, Mom, I'm tired of eating this. I don't want to eat this. I just want some real food. This is 4th grade. She said, honey, if you don't lose weight, you're going to die. And I said to her, Mom, if I have to eat like this, I don't care. I'd rather die. This is not living. And as a 4th grader, I was serious as a heart attack. I did not want to eat that crap. Yeah. So when I was younger, of course, you want to wear all these cute clothes that are going to look adorable if you dress. Like, Kathy, you got a lot of cute clothes. Ah. Dennis is going to shoot me if I ask for more water. Well, we don't have a gun, but he'd figure out.
I'll chew a Pop-Tart in.
He's going to chew a Pop-Tart until it looks like a gun and point it at me. Ah. Oh, we're back down to 2. Either people are falling off or they're just like, oh, enough of this already. Okay, so you been doing anything fun and interesting? Now, where do you live, Article 1? And did you change your name? Did I know you back when I was always posting? Your keto diet, your A1C has gone from 12.8 to 6.3. Oh, that's good. What was your A1C? Was it 9 when they called? They called and it was like, oh, your A1C is bad. When you get to our age, it's like, no
My
more.
A1C got promoted. It's now A2C.
Kathy, he says his A1C got promoted to A2C. Were you on insulin before that? He takes insulin shots in the morning. Just dinner and nighttime routine in Texas. I'm Kayla. No, I've always been Article online. I was here and there with your older posts, found you via a drama guy you like. Oh, Peter Mon. He is, he produces so many videos every day. I aspired to be more like him and then I just couldn't keep up. That man has got some drive. He really has drive. I admire that. But I'm just me. Well, you know, he's got people that hang out with him to do read books and do they talk story about the book that they're reading, and then he's got people that follows the drama channels. And I was just thinking, I haven't looked at any of the drama channels in like forever. Like Trisha Paytas and stuff like that. Now your style has gone towards framing and home cooking channels. What kind of framing? I really want another piece of this pie. I'm not going to have another piece until after we turn off the video. Hey, I'm just being honest. Yeah, Peter Mon, he's a great man, though. Love him to pieces. I sent him 2 or 3 years ago. Worked from October until the end of November or beginning of December on making him this care package, Christmas care package. And I had him a custom designed Christmas tree ornament from Hawaii. It had the year on it. And then I had all of the little 3 doggies' names on it, and him and Alex on it. I had him special coffee he would have loved in there. I had him all kinds of goodies that I had collected and collected and collected. Sent it, insured it, had a tracking number. Do you know that the USPS only tracked it to a certain spot, and then all of a sudden they just lost track of it? They didn't show that it left out of there or anything else. Thank you, honey. I kept hoping against hope that one of those, like, you know, they've like a lost letter department or something, that one day they'd find that box and one day they would take it to him and Alex. But it's been years now, and as far as I know, he hasn't got it. So if he's tried to email me at Grandma Giggles, I ain't getting that message, because everybody should know I do not go in my Gmail anymore. This Google account thing says I have used too much space, and they want me to pay them money for more space. I won't do it just based on principle alone. I tried to take stuff out, and for some reason it still says I'm over. So I just had it up to here, and I went and I got a Yahoo email, and I have another email, and I've just been using those. So Peter Vaughn or anybody else that wants to email me can email me at sunnyrudder54, just run it all together, at yahoo.com. Yeah, so as far as I know, him and Alex never got the box. My husband swears that he thinks that somebody just opened it and took the goodies for themselves. Different artworks that your kids create, learning mattings and how to make my own frames at home. Oh, that's interesting. Oh, you think so, Kathy? Well, it really broke my heart. But anyhow, yeah. So over there in the mainland, if you are able to prepare for Armageddon, I think it's maybe a good thing to do it. Hi there, Rachel. Oh, you're gonna go back home tomorrow, okay? Rachel, look at how my pie turned out. I put too much cinnamon. Well, excuse me. Oh my goodness, I'm so ladylike. Kathy, the only thing is, they had scanned the tracking number, all the different places, and then when it hit this one place, they scanned it in, but they never scanned it out. And then when I put in a search for it, they said, oh, we don't know where it is. So I want to get a claim. I want to get a claim to get my money back. They said, oh, we need you to give us a list of what was in it specifically and pictures of the receipt that you paid for it. Just know ahead of time, this is what USPS is going to do to you. Have all your receipts. I hadn't kept every little receipt. Like, for one thing, Peter has this thing. He loves Post-it notes. Well, we had the cutest little Post-it notes that were shaped in the shape of an Aloha shirt. I'm by Amazon warehouse and 2 have gone missing. I'm always home, so I can't miss a delivery. Yeah, Kathy, somebody there in the postal service helped themselves to it. You're right. Because otherwise it would have been scanned like it was on its way to the next stop or whatever. I'm seeing I'm seeing Brenda Gant taking 2 cakes out of a pan, and I'm wondering, what the heck is that cake? Should we find out? Let me see if I put it on pause if it's going to say banana nut bread. Yeah. Banana nut bread. I'll have to look that up. I saw the funniest meme the other day, and it was something about a lady gazing sadly at a banana, and the caption was something about when you finally realize you should give it up and throw your banana away, you're not going to make that banana bread. How many of us have had bananas? I have told Dennis so many times, don't throw those bananas away. They're just perfect for banana bread. And then I wait a couple more days and I didn't make the banana bread, and then like liquid is seeping out of him. It's like, ah, throw him away. Hey, Kenai, are you there? Hi, Kenai. You can freeze them, yeah, but you got to do it before they get to a certain rotten point. Anyhow, Rachel, I was measuring like this, the cinnamon in my hand, and it's kind of cinnamony, the pie. So once your dad gets his blood sugar number down, and we have some, I'm going to have it with a little bit of vanilla ice cream. I got to figure out something to make for dinner that's mostly meat and vegetables. Hi, Kenai. I showed him a video like this of him jumping up and down on his trampoline he got for Christmas. He's so tall. He's so big. So, Rachel, we had as many as 5 people in here. I've been talking for 2 hours now. Your poor dad has had to bring me glass after glass because my throat got dry and then it made me... He loves it. I haven't figured out how to collapse it yet. Oh, no! Well, you can watch the video on Amazon. They show how to do it. Once I hang this up, I will go see if I can find that video and see if I can share it to you. That's one of the reasons I chose that trampoline, is because it collapsed down so easy. Kathy, I got Kenai a trampoline because he's got so much energy pent up. And if he bounces on that trampoline, it's like really got that worked out so that he's much more mild-mannered now. Has some of the terrible twos kind of calmed down, Rachel, now that he can get that energy out? Plus, I had to get him a new laptop, Kathy. Last year for Christmas, we had got him this little electronic laptop. And he used that electronic laptop. It was a child's one. And it was really neat because it was like he could use it like a real laptop, where he had the keyboard down here and he had the screen up here, right? Or you could close it down and have the screen turned around so it was like a tablet. So he used that thing and used it and used it and used it and loved it. And of course, it's made to be dropped. They know that kids are going to drop them. And he dropped it and dropped them. And that's okay because that's what kids do. Kathy, he dropped it once too often. That poor thing gave the ghost up. And Rachel had to just throw it away. So Pop and Gigi made sure he had a new laptop. We replaced it with a same identical one to throw away. Anything that keeps them that entertained, and trying to learn, like, those leapfrog things, teach them their letters and shapes and colors and words and all that stuff. So yeah. Then he seems to like this little electronic book that I also found for him. And the pages are kind of hard plastic, and when you turn it, I don't know the whole thing of how it works, but he seemed to like it very much. Then my great-granddaughter Hazel, she loves her, I was showing him the picture of Hazel with her little glowworm. Oh, he loves the book too. That's great. Now I have to tell a story on Rachel. When Rachel was little, I read to her a lot. By the time she was in 1st grade, she would tell me, "Mom, my books are my favorite toys." And that was saying a lot because she was an only child and she was really spoiled. She had a lot of toys. So when she got to kindergarten and first grade, you better believe when they sent those papers home to order books, paperback books for the kids, I'd always have to tell her, you can pick out $10 worth of those books, but that's it. Yeah, you did have a playroom. So, anybody doing anything fun on New Year's Eve? Yes, you did circle almost every book, and I'd say, you're going to have to cut it down to only $10 worth. Back in the days when she was in first grade, $10 worth of those little books. But hey, I remember even when I was a kid, my parents would let me get books with those little, they were almost like a newspaper. They'd hand them out maybe 3 times a year. And the best day of school ever was the day you got your books given to you. And you'd come home with a big pile of new books. Oh, I was telling them, Rachel, yeah, the book fair. Well, back us older people didn't have book fairs. Rachel, I was telling them about how I used that yellow cake mix and added to it to make just the yummiest and easiest homemade carrot cake ever. Everybody should try that once. You'd be just amazed. Next time I think I'd use the whole box actually, because by the time it baked it only was about this thick. Hi everybody! Who's doing anything fun for New Year's Eve? I don't even know. I don't think I'm even going to cook anything. Well, maybe I'll make those meatballs that Rachel was telling about. I'm going to do an experiment with the frozen meatballs, which I've never used in my life. Kenai says no. You throw the frozen meatballs, Rachel, in your crock pot, or you can put them in your pressure cooker and put it on slow cooker. And then in a bowl, you mix up a can of whole berry cranberry sauce. My throat gets so dry from this fan. And it feels like I got a feather right here. You love the frozen meatballs? Oh, you'll have to let me know what brand. I don't remember what brand I got, but I've got some. So in a bowl, you mix up a can of whole berry cranberry sauce and a whole bottle of what they call chili sauce, which is kind of sort of like ketchup, but I guess it's got a couple of extra spices that ketchup doesn't have. So you mix those up and you pour it over for 4 to 5 hours in your slow cooker. Oh, okay. So we'll find out how those are. I'm getting so hungry talking about food. Let's stop talking about food. So Kathy, what did you cook for supper tonight? Rachel, Kathy has brought her A1C way down from 12 to, did she say 6? I'd have to look. She brought it way down. She's exercising like crazy and she's eating right. 6.3, yeah, she's made her A1C in half. So I was like, you look fine, you're not fat. Kathy, you don't need to do this. She says, I gotta be at my ultimate health because she's taking care of her mom who's 92. So Rachel, you're kind of like that too. You better take good care of your health so you can be taking care of me when I'm 92. Uh-oh, Kenai's crashed. Nap time for him, I guess. So you got everything packed up so that she can go tomorrow? You eat high fat and very low carbs. You know, Kathy, that sounds like the Atkins diet. Kathy, you're old enough, maybe, to remember the Atkins diet when it came out in the 70s. Ah, do that laundry, white boy. Sing that funky music, white boy. Do that funky laundry, yeah. Who's here? You love Coco. Almost the same. Oh, okay. Yeah, Atkins diet came out. I was determined. I even got the little test strips to pee on. I was in ketosis. I was doing it perfect. I put on like 15 pounds that first month. My body just does not like. Hi, you love Coco. My body does not like high fat, low carbs. Every time that I've dropped 200 pounds successfully, it was eating low fat, moderate carbs. Yeah, but you lost weight. I put on weight. I was like, what's up with this? It was better to be pregnant. When I got pregnant with Rachel, who's in the house here. Oh, it's 2:22:22 for how long I've talked. When I had Rachel, I only put on 25 pounds while I was pregnant. But when I gave birth to her, before I left the hospital, they weighed me. I had dropped 40 pounds already. I said, that's pretty cool. Let's get pregnant again. No. You got 5 or 10 pounds more to go. Oh, Kathy. Bless your heart. I just mentally am not down for that anymore. I need to, and I want to lose some weight, and I will lose some weight, but I'm not aspiring to get down to like 160 anymore. I'll be happy if I get down to like 190. I'll be great. I'm going to stay fat so I look young and no wrinkles. That's the trick, right? No wrinkles. In February, I'll be 67. No wrinkles. The thing is, the maintenance. Once you get down to your goal weight just staying the same, it's like, oh my Lord. This is so boring. I keep trying to bring salad in the house and we'll look at it. And then we'll look at it some more, and then before you know, it's all soggy. Oh yeah. The last time I dropped a couple 100 pounds was maybe, 7, 8 years ago? Something like that. Man, I look like I was like 30 years older all of a sudden. I pray, God, if I lose weight, can I just keep my fat face, please? Hi! Hi, Mitzi! Happy almost New Year! Good to see you! Mitzi! I've been on here for a long time, so we made a pie while you were not here. This is from my leftover sweet potatoes from the holidays. I had stuck them in the freezer. Then I pulled them out, and we used some. Excuse me, got the hiccups. We used some more during Christmas, and I still had a ton of them. So I mashed them up, and I put milk and sugar and cinnamon. Got carried away with the cinnamon. It's not disgustingly cinnamon, but man, that sucker's right on the edge of getting there. But it is cinnamony. It's cinnamony. That's why it's so red. And I'm thinking a small scoop of vanilla ice cream might cut through that cinnamon. Be just perfect. Liposuction out of the parts that I don't want my fat, keep my chubby face. That's an idea. The only problem with that, Rachel, is you get a lot of severe black, and purple bruising, which is blood clots under the skin when they do that. And blood clots can, we know what they can do. Oh, Mitzi, you're too sweet. How have you been? I hope, has your family been able to avoid the virus? Dennis and I have been in the house for 9 months, Mitzi, and so we only have our groceries brought to the door, delivered, and then he cleans them up. Well, I was doing it for a while. Man, I would be in that kitchen working till sweat was just dripping off of me. So he said he thinks he can work faster on it. So Dennis has been doing it lately, keeping us safe from the germs. And we got a UVC wand that's rechargeable, and we kill the germs with the light. Clorox wipes, and also food grade hydrogen peroxide mixed with water. Spritz, spritz, spritz. Oh, you are? That's awesome. Well, how did they get it to stop? Mitzi's in New Zealand, I believe. Am I remembering correctly? I wash my hands and use sanitizer.
Yep, that works.
No, that's Rachel. That's all she's doing. How do you clean the stuff you bring in the house, though, Rachel? People have been touching all over that stuff. New Zealand, that's what I thought I remember. So how did New Zealand get it to be almost over? Now I just hope New Zealand doesn't have any visitors from Europe, or apparently someplace in Colorado. Because Mitzi, they got a mutant, they call it a variant. It's a mutant strain of the virus. And it started out in the UK and it went to Germany, and now somebody said that they heard there was 2 people in Colorado that tested positive for that one. So tell them not let anybody go in and out of New Zealand. You lock down orders, and people who enter the country must stay in 14-day isolation. That's good. That's how Hawaii is, but they let so many tourists in that they can't possibly monitor all of them. They're trying. We have seen pictures of the police going door to door at the hotels, making sure that people are staying in their 14-day. They can't even leave, Mitzi. The tourists in Hawaii cannot even leave to drive through to pick up food. They have to have their meals delivered. Okay, Kathy, I'm so glad that you popped in. Mwah. Sending all my love to you, Kathy. Thank you for taking such good care of your mom. Yeah, Mitzi, and so they have sent people back. To wherever they came from. They have tickets to people, but mostly the tourists that come and didn't have their test results either from the correct. They got to be from a specific testing place. and it has to be certified, and they have to have the paper with them. They got to go into quarantine. But man, we've been having a spike, and they've had like 130 people a day on my tiny little island of Oahu. And we had the other day, they had quite a few deaths. Oh, that's the only way, Mitzi. I think that for a while it's going to stomp it out. I don't know about this vaccine. Dennis and I aren't taking it. Some of the ingredients in that vaccine. Mm-mm, mm-mm. So over here, Mitzi, they had written 10,000 citations, people that did not have a mask on when they were out and about. Mitzi, I am so happy too. He's able to work from home. They give him his assignments and he does it on his computer. So that's really good. Because both of us probably would not do well if we get exposed. So we're just trying to ride it out until it gets backs off a bit. We got 5 people in here now. Masks were never enforced here, only on planes and public transport. Yeah, I'd be scared to ride on an airplane because they claim that they have air purifiers and that they refilter the air every X number of minutes. I don't know about that. With as many people that work, the flight attendants that have come down with it, well, there's some people that think there's too many people on this world, on this planet. They'd like to depopulate the world. Oh, what is these people thinking? I don't think they're signing up their family to help with that. Texas is a mess. Don't get me started on what absolute ignorance I've seen on my drives. You drive around? I've hardly driven at all. I have really, really low coverage on my car because it doesn't go out. I think in 9 months I maybe have driven 35 miles. I still got the same gasoline in there as from March. We added a little bit to it about 2 or 3 months ago, because we had gone to pick up Dennis's medicine, and we went past the gas station, so I topped it off. And of course I put the rubber gloves on while you're handling the handle, and lots of sanitizing stuff. But I still got 3/4 of a tank. A lot of that is still from March's gasoline. Well, I know that, Mitzi, but I heard some people talking that way back several years ago, they were saying, oh, you're in a small apartment, you go for a drive on Sundays for about 30 to 90 minutes. That sounds so nice. I wear gloves and mask everywhere and have sanitizers. That's the way to do it, Article 1. I probably should get Dennis and I in and drive out and sit and look at the ocean for a few minutes every week. Probably would psychologically be good for us. So I'm not doing anything special on New Year's Eve. Maybe playing Hay Day. I was so upset anybody else that plays that game, Heyday, I gotta warn you, I'm very upset with them. They had these personal goals or something. So they were advertising this personal goal of for you had 3 days to send out as many truck orders as you possibly could, and every now and then you'd get a little prize. So I thought, for the big prize, when you've got 100, I thought that was going to be this beautiful decoration, which was a table that looked like a star, and it had like cocktails sitting on it and stuff. Do you know, when I hit that 100 mark, I didn't get that beautiful table. No. They cheated me. They gave me a bolt. A stupid bolt. That's the last time I'm going to try for one of those things. That's ridiculous. I worked so hard to send out 100 truckloads. For what? A bolt. It's a ripoff, I tell you. 4 walls with teenagers. Oh my goodness, I can't even imagine. Closes in quite quickly. Think New Year's Eve. Believe I'll be asleep as usual. Article 1, here in Hawaii, our culture demands that we have lots of fireworks. And there will be people out there setting off the fireworks. Mitzi, I would imagine that your culture over there you guys set off a lot of fireworks Christmas, right? I mean, New Year's. I would think that your culture's pretty much like a lot of our local culture here. I can't get the... Do you know, in Hawaii there's lots and lots of people that spend thousands of dollars on fireworks. That one year, 2 years ago, when I went over to Alberta's house and her one granddaughter's boyfriend set off, we don't know how many thousands of dollars it was. I know the granddaughter had words with him. Aww. That would be nice to be there, Mitzi. Fire ban right now, so no on the fireworks. Too drunk. I just noticed I got a space between these two teeth. My teeth must be shifting. People always got amazed that I didn't wear braces because I had nice straight teeth. Not anymore. That's okay. Well, I stopped drinking years ago, Mitzi, not for any moral reasons or anything. I'm not against having a drink every now and then, having a cocktail, whatever. It just doesn't appeal to me anymore like it used to. I can be goofy without. I'm silly enough without the booze. I'm uninhibited and wild, crazy lady. Don't put the funky music on. You gotta put the funky music on. I cannot sit still. So you're gonna do a lot of cooking, and you'll have a lot of, most Mitzi over here in Hawaii, most people have what they call heavy poo-poos. And that means that everybody brings a ton of poo-poos to the appetizers. Appetizers, for those of you that don't speak Hawaiianese, Pidgin English. And they just have a ton of appetizers all bust out on the table. And you can get stuffed off of all the appetizers. And my body, it doesn't feel all that great if I drank a couple of really strong drinks and I drank them back to back. Like my head and my blood pressure and my heart just don't feel all that awesome anymore. And I can't drink red wine. I keep this. This is my favorite wine. Livingston Red Rosé. And for this big bottle, I think it's $6 or $7. I'll probably need to get my neighbor to pick me up another one. She got me one back in March or April. I use it for my cooking. But I can't drink it because wine makes me sleepy. Even one glass, Mitzi. If I don't want to go to bed, I better not drink the red wine. Isn't that weird? Now, what is hangi for your family feast? You must go deal with chaos here. Teenagers, I can understand that. See you more often, we hope. Yeah, I got over the mental hang up that you guys won't love me if you see me with no makeup and no nothing. Oh, okay, my recipe cards. Yeah, I'll show you the recipe cards. They got sunflowers. You have a good Happy New Year, Article 1. I have to go back and find out what Article 1's first name is. She told me and it slipped out of my mind already. Kayla. Kayla. Hangai is our version of cooking food underground. Oh, like an emu. Okay, gotcha. Dennis still left my Brenda Gant on my TV, showing on my TV, so I'm getting hungry because if I glance over there, this woman cooks such good stuff. Mitzi, people from southern mainland United States, they really know how to cook. I mean, yeah, see, my family was from Iowa up north. They cook good too, but I mean, they cook good in a different way. They cook like the old world kind of good cooking, like kolaches that have like prune filling in the middle. Okay. Cincinnati chili is a little tiny bit on the sweet side, and they put it over spaghetti noodles. It's tasty. But down south, you got your pecan pie. Oh, Mitzi, so you know the good cooking in the south. Does he know how to smoke a brisket like they do in Texas? Low and slow, they call it. Well, they make it outside in the smoker, right? And they put this beautiful smelling woods, either mesquite. Over here we call it Keave. Keave is the same as mesquite. Or they'll use like cherry wood or apple wood or hickory, yeah. Start the fire over on the side, and once it dies down and it's just embers, they kind of keep it going at that low temperature. Put the meat over here on the side, and then they just trap all that smoke in there. And they let that sucker cook in there, that brisket, for probably 12 hours. Oh, wow. So what state in the South was he originally from, Mitzi? I'm sure you told me years ago. So they're cooking underground with the hot rocks like we do pigs. But you know what? When they do emus, inevitably somebody will say, oh, we're going to do an emu. If you want to put a turkey or something in, just bring it over. Mississippi. Oh, yeah. Good cooking in Mississippi. I made some shrimp Creole the other night that wasn't half bad. And I threw that sucker together pretty darn fast. If I had let it simmer a while, it would have tasted even better. So, yeah. So she probably gave you recipes for things like jambalaya, gumbo, etouffee. Well, I'm going to have to get up. It's been almost 15 minutes shy of 3 hours. My legs are going to be like, where is Nicole to scream at you to get up, Sonny, and walk around a little bit? We don't cook above the ground. We did a deep pit, put the food. Yeah, that's how we do it in Hawaii. In the baskets on top of the rocks, cover with damp sacks, and put the earth back on top. Yep, that's how they do it over here, Mitzi. They'll put a whole pig in there. But usually they'll say to friends and relatives, we're going to have one, so anything you want to emu, just bring it over. And people will bring turkeys and chickens and all sorts of things and throw in there too. So I'm going to have to say goodbye here. My, how 3 hours just zoomed by. I wouldn't have been half as lonely these 9 months if I had come and started talking story with you guys instead of being all up in my mind about how you guys were going to judge me for looking like... Sometimes we just got to get over ourselves and see you can be in your 60s and still figuring that stuff out. I'm so excited. My rubber slippers for getting out of the shower. I love you too, Mitzi. My rubber slippers are coming from Amazon today. Woohoo! I have some new shoes that I really like a lot, but not good to slip wet feet into them right out of the shower and go back to my room. Okay, I'm going to say goodbye for now. Love you. And I will be on here, if not live, at least try to make some videos. If I remember how to piece videos together. I'm out of the loop. The loop-de-loop. So, you have a good, happy new year. Rachel, I'll talk to you in text messages, of course. So you have a great new year, and I will see you later, Mitzi. Love you. Mwah. Aloha. Now I got to figure out how to stop it. Oh my goodness, oh my soul. There goes Alice down the hole. Ah! It's a button here somewhere. Are you sure you want to stop screaming? Yes, I want to stop. Okay, bye!